Pennsylvania now has a budget in place, but why did the process take so long? I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Local Edition. With me this hour is Pennsylvania State Representative Babette Josephs. Thanks so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
When we talk about the length of this process, give us an indication as to what was happening over the months of this budget impasse.
Well, first of all, it was 101 days into the new fiscal year, which made us the last state to have a budget for this time of budget creation. And from my point of view, and many of us in the Democratic Party, we thought the real problem was that the Senate Republicans just didn't want to negotiate. They had their idea what they wanted to do, and they sent it to us, and they said, that's it. And we didn't want to take that. We were elected also. We felt as if our voters should have some voice in what the budget says as well.
And that's an interesting point, because when we think about the Democrats who represent their districts at the state level, it's a very diverse group. Was that part of the delay as well, as getting Democrats on the same page?
Yes. Democrats, let me just say, in the Republican caucus, House and Senate, there is not one person who is not Caucasian. There is not one person who is not Christian. That is not true of Democrats, and we come from every place in the state. So in order to reconcile people who were worried about urban problems with those people who have farmers mostly, it took a while. It takes a while to make that work. So we were not on one page for a while.
Let's get into some of the specifics of the budget. There's been a lot of talk about increases in education funding and the idea that a tax on tickets for arts and cultural venues was now off the table. So give us an idea as to some of the things that we should be looking for and the impact they're going to have on organizations throughout the Philadelphia region.
Well, what the Republicans want to do, for instance, in education, what they tried to do, they were not entirely successful, was to just end putting any state money in and use the federal recovery money, which goes away in 2 years. And our question was, well, what happens after 2 years? Which they had no good answer for. We made a commitment. We're supposed to be supporting education, state government, and the Democrats wanted to honor that commitment to the next generation. Very important. We also thought that if arts tickets were, culture tickets, all those venues were taxed, we would have a much sadder and sorrier and smaller arts community. Arts, culture, music, museums. That's not good for the spirit of the people of Pennsylvania. It's certainly not good for tourism.
Okay, that's one of the issues that was actually addressed in this budget, and that didn't happen. But I want to talk a little bit about state forests, because this has been a hot topic as of late as well, the idea of leasing state forests to drill for oil and natural gas in the Marcellus Shale. So talk to us a little bit about some of the uses, because people, I don't know if everyone knows, these are already happening in terms of extraction.
This is happening mostly on private land. Now we're going to start doing it on in the public forest, which is all right if it's contained and if it's managed by people who are professional forest managers. What the Republicans wanted to do was basically, without getting into details, just turn the whole thing over to the multinational oil and gas companies. We resisted. We got some of what we wanted. Our task is not finished. We really need to protect the forest more than we were able to. But think about it. It's timber, it's hardwoods, it's hiking, it's camping, it's holding the topsoil down for the farmers. It's a wonderful natural resource. We can't just deplete it.
All right. Please come back and give us an update. Let us know how some of these ideas are moving forward and what we can potentially expect for the next budget cycle, which starts pretty soon.
Right away.
All right. Thanks for being with us. We've been talking with Pennsylvania State Representative Babette Josephs. I'm Jill Horner.